Indianapolis Motor Speedway. GT3 Fixed. Let's get it. Hey everyone, so this is a GT3 Fixed at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road circuit. Qualified P3, probably had the pace to go to P1, but first race of the week. Felt positive going into this race. Did heaps of practice on the Monday night. We are in the brand spanking BMW M3 GT3 EVO. And funny enough, I've only bought the car Monday. Gave it a red hot crack, tested out a couple of the other GT3 cars that I had, and ended up liking this car. To be fair, it just felt really, really good on this track for me, where my driving style is. Yeah, pretty much felt confident going into this race. Felt like I had the pace. And yeah, as you can see here, I tried to make sure the start of the race I was up behind P1 in the Roxy livery, just making sure I had the best chance of getting a good exit. Just missed a jump there on Roxy, but I was able to get ahead of P2 to solidify myself as P2 going into T1. Had a bit of a gap. SpongeBob car behind us seemed to be really slow going off the mark, so ended up being a pretty clean turn one for pretty much everybody in the top 4 and 5 as we went in. Went a little bit deep into this corner, maybe a bit of the cold tires there, but as you can see, Roxy just basically just, I don't know, I felt like the Porsche had really good tires at the start of this race here. It just absolutely went on a monstrous run against me. But I was able to keep the gap behind the cars behind me here. And yeah, we're going to have a look back at T1 because it looks like there was a crash going into this with the Porsche here. I think the Porsche is trying to find a gap here going into T1. Takes the inside line here, but looks like the Lamborghini just did not react to time and basically just ran them right in the arse. SpongeBob here nearly got entangled with the Mustang, but then unlucky enough for the green Porsche that they got spun out by the Mustang. Now I had the blue Lambo here try to take the inside line, but they ended up spinning it out. You're going to see them spin out a little bit more throughout the race. As you can see here, old tires, tried to take a tight corner, trying to overtake me. Move was not there whatsoever. And then they were lucky enough to not get hit as the two cars go past, nearly hitting out the number 4 Lamborghini. Pretty much for us right now, this race was just continually going good for us. As you can see here, I did have a little bit of a scare here with the car behind me. Wasn't in my entry speeds, right, my entry angles. I was just struggling to get those corners in early throughout the race, but my sectors 1 and 2 were a lot better than the car behind, so I was able to hold that gap in for a while and pretty much just extend that gap out. Pretty much as you can see later throughout the race here, there's ended up being a pretty big gap here. I believe the SpongeBob does overtake this car at some point throughout the race as well. And further back down in the field, this happens 2 corners away.
You're really smart, eh?
Bit of a kiss on the lips there from the Lamborghini on the Mustang. Trust me, this fight's going to get a lot worse later down the track.
There's another car in front of me, you peanut, yeah?
I'd say that bloke was not happy at all with the tactics that Lamborghini was running, and this is literally next lap.
Sucked in, you fucking idiot.
Now I don't know if he went off slowly or slowed down.
Stupid. Gave me +4 for nothing.
But safe to say, the German was not happy. This is literally 2 laps later on lap 5. Both Lamborghinis end up getting into a bit of a tussle here. Second to last corner. Sort of pushes him wide there. Now, both of them had a bit of damage. I know this car went into the pits only about a lap or two ago. It's safe to say the Lamborghinis did not have a great outing at Indy in this race. Going into T1 here with the gold and black one. Don't think he was too happy after the incident there. As we go back to my onboard, still a bit of a gap completely behind and in head. Just basically have to stay consistent here to continue to try and close that gap on the Roxy ahead. But felt like I was driving well here. Knew that I had the chance to get closer to the car ahead. And I felt like I had the ability, if I did stuff up a little bit, that I also had the safety barrier of, a couple of seconds from the car behind that I can, fix my corrections if I slightly went off track or anything. But so far here, kept everything on track, 0 incident points as we head down the back straight here. But going back to T1, you can see, not good for the Audi. They're just absolutely getting taken out there. Let's go back on board with the gold Lambo. Seems to have taken a heavy dive here, but looks like a bit of a contact from the Mustang and the blue Lambo, and it just runs himself into his fellow Lamborghini. A very interesting rejoin here, nearly swipes out on the BMW car. Was lucky not to get a scrap at all on that one. As you can see here later down the track, just tries and drives and take out a car for no reason at all there, but actually ends up taking out this poor Porsche here, just clipping the back end of it, absolutely ruining that race pretty much. Not much you can really do there. As far, I'm sure a healthy report with iRacing will be needed on that one. But yeah, as we close down towards the end of the race here, I know I don't think there's a chance. I'd have to have a miracle here to end up getting anywhere near P1. But yeah, looks like they had a bit of a moment here. They got off. Is there a chance for me to come back and snatch the win at the death? You can see pretty much as my driving style is, I know there's a chance here to get it. I know there's a chance. You can see I'm breathing down their neck. I'm telling them I'm here. One more mistake and you've lost the position. Roxy knows that if they make any mistake here, that there's a chance that I can just take the race win all for myself here. Now, I knew I only had a couple laps left, so I had to be on the limit with these tyres. I was worried that I overpushed it. I spun the car. There goes the race. There goes a podium. My sector 2 there, well, entering into sector 2 was not my greatest at all. I was struggling to get the exit here, but you can see I was closing it back down in sector 3. So I knew I had the pace going into sector 3 here. I had to nail sector 1 going into sector 2. Pretty much was staying roughly at the same gap, about 6/10 away from each other from the past 2 laps. Kept creeping it to 4, but I ended up kept creeping it back out to that 6-7 range. But I knew if I just hit my marks, I hit my braking marks, I'll be able to get it nice. Overtake here by the McLaren though. There was a good battle here, and I'm watching this. I actually quite enjoyed watching this back here. These two were going neck and neck for a while. A lot of switchbacks. It's what clean racing's needed in iRacing. This is what we can appreciate with iRacing, the clean racing. That's the advantage. As we go in last lap here, I'm right up their rear. I'm giving it everything I can. I'm sniffing the fumes off of the Porsche with that beautiful Roxy livery. Love the AO liveries. They absolutely are one of my favorite Porsche liveries of all time. As you know, about 0.5 away. I've got to make something here. I've got to make it happen in the remaining laps. Now, this was the final lap before the white flag, so I knew I had to be close if I needed a shot at all. Sort of dummied on that one there, let them know that I'm right there. Chance to overtake them. If I did, I would have had to defend with my life to try and catch this win. But here we're going in the final lap at Indy in the GT3 Fixed series. About 0.5 away currently as we sit. Brake slightly later, get a good entry into, they go slightly deep compared to me. I'm like, this is it. This is it. I need to be here in this position right now. I get a good exit and here, I get taken over right on the rear, and maybe I slightly went a little bit too close to them for comfort on that spot. So I give up the position P2. Looking back, probably should have stayed on my racing line, but I thought I had the gap to try and get in front to just at least block them in some sort of way. Let them know that they're not going to get past me. But in the end, I end up getting a P3 finish here. Quite proud of my effort. Only 2 incident points taken out. And especially with a race full of carnage, I ended up staying clean the majority of the race till the final lap. But like I said, there's not much you can really do in that sort of side. You've got to give it a crack if you want the win. In the end, finishing P3, qualifying P3, massive effort for me. As you can see, I ended up gaining 69 I rating. What a way to end it. Thank you guys for watching this video of my GT3 Fixed at Indy. Stay tuned for more. Please subscribe on the YouTube. Follow me at Panaroxy Racing on Instagram, and as well as following Aventa Garage Racing Team and Aventa Racing Team as well. Have a good one, guys. Catch ya.